All right, man. Let's jump into this one
Let's
old
get it.
man sent, man. This shit was crazy considering how much they paying out, man.
That's a lot of fucking.
Oh, that's a
The
lot of
Los
touching.
Angeles Catholic
Yeah.
Church just settled another lawsuit. All of these settlements total up to $1.5 billion in settlements. Um, it's absolutely disturbing because there was I came across these fun facts just from the what is it, the Herman Law,
Yeah.
and it just only 2% of these accused priests ever served prison sentences.
Mhm.
They didn't pay it out 1.5 billion.
Yeah. My question to this, man, if they landed on 1.5 billion, where did they start for this? Because
But if you,
that's a big ass number. Where did they start? Like two, and then landed like
I think it's part of
1.5, and we good.
like if you ever look at the Catholic, what is those? Their statues and stuff like that. Like they're very disturbing. It's like I think that they are founded by doing that, by you know what I'm saying, by messing with kids and everything. And if you think about it, like that's the main church where all churches branch from. You feel what I'm saying? So just think about this stuff is what they practice. Because
But
how
it's. Oh, I was gonna say it's funny you said that, Miss Kiki, because that's if you listen to Professor Griff, you could take what you will of what he has to say, but that's exactly what he said. He said, pay attention to all the statues. It's always a naked kid and a dude, or two dudes, and
or a naked angel,
Well, let,
like
yeah,
let's not just keep it with the Catholic Church. I'm saying it's organized religion all the way around. They
all the
just
way around.
absolutely.
they got the biggest piggy bank. They got the Vatican. So
Yeah, I
that
just said them because it's always like a Catholic. It's always a priest with the little white thing on.
That's not always a priest.
right.
But
It's not always the
it's like
priest.
like no matter what religion it is, like you said, ends up being a sex cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
we saw what the Dalai Lama a couple of months ago or
Ye-
last year
Last year.
where
sucking
he
the kids' tongues.
sucking the kid.
Yeah.
No, he told the kid to suck his tongue.
Tongue. Yes.
Okay,
Told
Nasty
the kid to do that.
motherfucker.
yeah. Then you see where that one rabbi was giving all them kids herpes by
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
He,
biting off
Oh, the
the
foreskin.
skin. Yeah,
Foreskin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during circumcisions that what is it, the bris?
Yeah.
Bishop Eddie Long and them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
that is
but
Yeah.
what's funny is if you pay attention to this election, right? This you can see it in any election, but you can really see it in this one. How the media plays a lot of fucking games. What they choose to put a spotlight on, who they choose to give softball questions to, who they choose to just ream. And I say all that to say, when it's the average Joe or somebody of a specific race, that shit is out there. But when that Eddie Long thing came out, I don't know if maybe it was because he was high profile that story hit. But if you paid attention on the net, it was a lot of these stories coming out about like a lot of like some black preacher up in, I want to say Seattle, another one somewhere else, 15 kids here, 6, 7 kids here. So it's kind of like you'll see the main story, but it's a bunch of this shit going on everywhere.
That's
A
why
bunch
I
of this
wanted to
shit.
highlight it wasn't, let's not just, focus on the
Right.
Catholic Church, even though this is a big number. And mind you, this is just LA. Just
Damn.
LA. This is just
wow,
LA. You
wow.
understand that. It's just LA. Uh, and we got all these other churches who may not even have those kind of resources. They can't even get 100,000 out. Certain black churches or whatever churches. It's not that there's no money to get, but here, and they settled. That's why it goes back to my first statement. Like, where did they start with the negotiating as far as landing on the number? So that when
Can I
you sent this, I was like, God dang, 1.5
can I just
billion. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to insert this because it's just on my mind. Because if you look at okay, the Catholic Church, like they're in the fucking, like, they're sitting and talking to the priest is talking to the presidents and everything. You ever see where they have to meet with the priest or whatever? I just think that it's part of the agenda, like to turn everyone gay.
Well, hold
Like
on, hold
even
on,
like
hold on.
to me,
Which one? Because they meet with all kind of, they try to get it with the Christian church, the Catholic church. So which they all
just religion
pretty much
period.
kiss the
But
ring. They all kiss the ring.
to me, all religion stems from the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Because like the Pope is the one who like actually sits with them and talk to them, and they go get guidance and stuff from him. But my thing was just like the gay agenda. It's just in the media everywhere. Like what he said was going on now. All you hearing about is Diddy. All you hearing about is what's being, you know what I'm saying, starting from what's his name, Shannon. I think it started from there because there was like a whole bunch of what was the guy, the comedian dude, little short dude,
Cat.
where
Cat.
where Cat Williams broke the internet. He was like, all this stuff is gonna come out, and it's just still going and going. It just seemed like that's like the main thing that's taking our mind off of what the government is doing. It's just a whole bunch of gay shit, and it's just I'm just saying that because it just seemed like they grooming the babies. Because once you put somebody through that, you know what I'm saying? You imagine you sleeping with these little boys. These little boys got a chance of being gay. You feel me? Like I don't know. That's just my thought. I just wanted to insert that. That's just my thought.
What you got, Low?
Sick world.
I see what she's saying, man. I think it's I think it's a I think that I think all of this shit is some bullshit. And I'm just gonna focus on the Catholic Church for a second. Um, I mean, why are people still fucking attending that place?
And why
Like
the nuns got to be virgins?
This
It's a
after
woman pussy there because they horny.
think about this, man. We just had all these floods and all that. That kind of money could make a significant amount of difference to those folks down in the Gulf and stuff like. But they're doing settlements from shit that had
Yeah.
happened back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, so on, so forth. But yeah, man. And you still got these people who are still going in on Sunday and pay their tithes.
Not only
That goes to what? The diocese. The
not on,
diocese. It goes to what? The Vatican.
not only not only that
125.
big not only that big bro, but they going to church. They taking their kids. Not only that,
Yeah.
but the kids they letting their kids be choir boys and shit.
Yeah.
And
You
go
know what I
to
mean?
the
Them,
schools.
they be the main motherfuckers getting pulled back into the little room
Yeah.
with Father O'Malley and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Help me get this
um,
wine and these communion wafers together.
right?
Yeah.
Come on through, come back here. Um,
Not the
I
communion.
mean, at what point do you say, "Hey, man, like they fucking kids. Maybe we need to stop going and giving them money, man. I could read the Bible on my own. Maybe I should choose another religion that ain't fucking kids or that don't fuck as many kids. Something like how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what was Eddie Long? Eddie Long was Baptist. We can't fuck with the Baptist because you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just because a motherfucker put a little domino on his neck don't mean that they don't fuck with kids, man.
They
Don't mean that they righteous people. You know what I'm saying? Just because a motherfucker say he got a calling don't mean that he listen, man, and I'm gonna use this for instance. We just listen to Pastor Jamal Bryant set up and try and chastise black men over their voting trends. Oh, there is something wrong with black men, that don't support black women. Like, brother, you cheated on your black wife. You got how many kids out of wedlock on your black wife? You go and screw all of these black women. So, you telling me who I decide to vote for is worse than your infidelity, your philandering ways? Like, these motherfuckers are human, man, and they're not divine. Man, these people are evil just as fucking well.
hmm like I
You
say,
know?
how do you follow somebody who's, like on the flip side, the Christian community, they follow on a certain somebody and he doesn't have any family values. Oh, you're just saying about cheating on his wife? Or what, like
hmm
cheating on his pregnant wife. and y'all, at the rallies, like, oh my God, he represents us and family values, traditional family values. Like, what tradition is that? You know,
Man,
doing, it's like I said, the hypocrisy and the fact that they still fill in the pews every Sunday, giving
yeah,
them money, like, just I'm just gonna plug my ears, and I'm gonna look the other way, even though my money that I'm putting into this damn, to the offering is going towards these fucking settlements.
right.
Just
Yeah,
start
yeah.
saying that shit, like you
Come on,
helping
man.
pay for these damn lawsuits. Just say that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are fucking imperfect people. That's it. They got to keep the pews full, or else how they gonna pay the settlements, man? Like that. I just don't see it, man. We in 2024, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we 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 about to be 25 years away from 2000, the turn of the century. We about to be, you know what I'm saying, a quarter of a century away from the turn of the century, and we still got people coming out saying somebody touched me, and they getting a couple dollars, and you got
Yeah.
motherfuckers lined up. They gonna be. You got people that's getting plane tickets so they can go to that big mass gathering of Catholics in Italy, at the Vatican and shit,
Mhm.
knowing that these people do this kind of shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
you can get your soul right on your own, baby.
What you got, old man?
It says church without abuses. That is just horrible. Like, what? Why do you even need a sign to say that? Like,
I mean, that's fundamentally that's what it is. This is religion or it's the basis of sex cults. Like even when you get down to the old secret societies, it all goes based on sexual
Freak
ritual.
offs.
Yeah,
The freak offs.
yeah,
The spiritual
sexual
freak offs.
rituals.
Diddy
There's
parties.
yes, pretty much. But yeah, it's religion is just the cover story for this shit because every religion
Mhm. Mhm.
ends up being a fucking sex cult.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's bananas, man. Especially in a time where we have the Justice Department listening to rap lyrics and throwing motherfuckers RICO cases.
Ouch.
Come
We
on,
have
man.
an
Speak on it.
ongoing criminal organization that
Speak
fucks
on it.
children, pays
Right.
them off, and nobody ever goes to jail.
I mean, goddamn, the shepherd is supposed to protect the flock from the wolves. But goddamn it, the shepherd is the goddamn wolf in shepherd's clothing.
you got to make sure you believe what the government put out there, or he can't be getting your
Yeah,
money.
Man, look.
it's
He's
like
selling
Kiki
hope,
said.
baby. He's selling hope.
It's like Kiki said. Whether you're running for political office, like everybody has to go to the Wall of Jericho,
Yeah, you got to
put
kiss
on
the
that
ring.
little hat.
You got to
Everybody's
kiss
got
the
to meet
ring.
with the Pope.
You got to
Everybody,
kiss the ring.
it's yeah,
Yeah,
Man,
you
yeah.
got to
look.
kiss the ring.
You just saw listen, man. What was that? The what's that shit called? The owl. Um that it's the owl something dinner that they just had where Trump was roasting motherfuckers, him and Jim Gaffigan. But it's this big Catholic meeting, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's like, oh, uh, Kamala didn't show up, and I ain't voting for her. I'm clear. I'm about to make America great again, probably. But I mean, you can't like. So the fuck what she didn't show up? I get that's part of the political process, but y'all mad. Look, y'all mad that y'all people are mad that she didn't show up, but y'all not mad at this shit. Y'all not outraged at this. Y'all not mad that she didn't show up for this meeting. Like
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
people wasn't in that room that night.
Ain't part of this lawsuit.
Come
Yeah,
on, man. Right.
yeah. 1.5 bit money. This is just L.A. This is just L.A.
Hey, Donald, I'm fighting my own case too, baby. God
Ain't
damn.
none of them get hit with a RICO. None of
None,
them.
man.
None of them got hit
None.
with a RICO. They settled. They settled. There's no RICO for them.
Come
They
on,
can
man.
settle. They got
And
a big
everybody
bag.
knows if you settle, you did it.
Now, sometimes, Miss Keek, I listen to some people, some legal people speak, and they said a lot of times people settle to stop from prolonging a trial. You know what I mean?
And for the NDAs, because when they
And for
settle,
the
they can
yeah,
hit them with the NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, meaning they can't come back and say some other shit behind that. So it is
right,
cheaper to settle. And I'm
right,
not going to say that, like you said, especially big corporations. They do that shit like it ain't nothing. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
because they got the
a slip
bread.
and fall. Yeah, slip and fall. Settle that
'Cause
shit.
yeah, man. What's that dude, Eric Holder? You know who wrote those policies for these corporations? You know about how they're a living entity and too big to fail.
Yeah.
So instead of like when they do these huge, violations of legislation, instead of locking motherfuckers up, it's like, oh well, if this corporation fails, it's like 40,000 jobs. So we'll just give them a fine. And like a $2 billion fine. That ain't shit to these corporations. You know what I
Just
mean?
like,
So
just like what you call it, your prime. You hit that perfectly because remember when we had that Exxon spill? Nobody went to jail. They got fined.
mhm.
That shit was, you know what I'm saying? And like that's what you're trying to explain. That's what it is. They don't
Yep.
get, no RICO or anything. They can settle. Like we
Right,
had a
that's what
video
that's what I
footage
was
of all
gonna
that
ask.
damn oil going into into the Gulf, and it's like nobody's gonna pay for this
That part.
as
That's what
far as going to jail. Okay,
I was gonna ask you that. Like once you settle out, nobody has to go to jail or anything. And
any of that.
because to me, it just seemed like you're admitting guilt, but I'm admitting guilt without the repercussions.
You can look at it
Not
that
even
way.
that.
You
Not
can look
it's
at it that way.
sometimes it's just like get the fuck away
That,
from me.
that part. 'Cause,
50, you know who talk about it, Miss Kiki?
I,
Look
I,
up
I, it just pisses me
50.
off because it's kids.
oh,
It's innocent fucking
50, yeah,
kids.
50 settle. How many millions he said he already spent on settlements?
Oh man.
It was
I forget.
he dropped a lot. He was like these, frivolous lawsuits that come about, and he was like, man, it's cheaper as far as paying attorneys. He broke it all down. It was like it's cheaper just to give them, you know, X amount of cash and be done with it.
Yeah. Because a prolonged legal battle is gonna cost,
It only
motherfucker.
it only hurts him because I
Yeah.
live out here and there's a lot of attorneys, a lot of ambulance chasers who say we won't get paid until you get paid.
Right.
So it's better for the case to continue going on because they're billing the people that they're suing. So you don't get, you don't get dinged. You don't get nothing. If the attorney don't get nothing, you don't get nothing.
Right.
If they settle up, they get that little 8 or 7%. They're good. So they're willing to bleed, a client dry.
Right.
So
We got to keep
that's
in
my
mind
two.
that
So
the
basically, they're
current
gonna give money to
presidential
1.5 that's gonna go back to church and it's gonna recycle.
There you go, Miss Kiki.
What you say, kid?
the current
Right.
presidential candidate Kamala Harris was California's attorney general for 8 fucking years, and
Yeah.
nobody went to jail.
1.5 bill.
And
Yeah.
that's part of her thing was like, oh, I prosecuted transnational organizations who brought fentanyl over. And everybody is like, man, what about them corporations? What about them cops? You ain't had no problem locking up those mothers whose kids were truant. There's a young lady, well, a few of them, but one main one who tells her story about how she went to jail because her daughter who had sickle cell real bad was missing school. They locked her up anyway. Or the brother that was kept past his time. But again, not because I understand where my brother's at, and I don't want this to turn into some your candidate versus mine. But think about this, man. Religion, entertainment, the media, all of this shit kind of goes hand in hand. And it's a quid pro quo thing. You okay? Hey, you look the other way on this. We gonna look the other way on that, or we gonna have a huge donation for you at the end
That's
of the day.
follow the money.
You
That's it.
know,
Follow the money.
you
All
know
roads lead back to that. So
this
that's what
this
it
the,
is, man.
the same people who spent some of this, who were able to pay this 1.5 billion. Don't think they ain't motherfucking donate no money to no
Again, if
you
they
know
could
what I'm saying?
settle, yeah, if they could settle on 1.5, they got a war chest.
There you go.
They got a war chest, fam. All right, man. We didn't kill this one.
Yeah,
Let's keep this train rolling,
yeah,
old
because y'all
man.
got you got a good one up here today. You got a good one.